Got my coffee. Got my robe. I don't know, what else do I have? Couch. Oh. A desire to go back to bed. Don't most of us have that, though, in the morning? I think we do. All right, and here it is. And 3, 2. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is Wednesday, March 31st, 2021. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Good morning, Andrew. It's good. It's good. I don't know where the salt is, though. Good morning, Stacy. Couldn't find the salt this morning. I put it somewhere. I have no idea where. I'd find it. Because my coffee is better with salt in it. Well, I hope that you had... Good morning, Casper. I hope you had a solid Tuesday. I did. I had a pretty good day. Today's going to be another pretty good day. When I wake up, I try to make the first words out of my mouth something like, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a wonderful day. Today's going to be a solid day. And I used to say, great day. And it was a great day every day. The problem with words is the more you use the same words, the less value they have. We talk about it in business or marketing terms. It's scarcity. If you use the same thing, same message, every single time, eventually the value of that word diminishes. So I've been mixing it up the last few days. I think this morning I said, today's going to be a lovely day. My brain's not fully turned on, so I got to go with the first thing that comes to mind. And it's going to be a lovely day. This is an interesting day. I think I don't have a call until 3. I have a client call. A client has hired a new person. They want everybody on the team to get together and say hello. So I'm going to jump on that call. But other than that, it's just workity work, work, work. All day. All day. Working more on the new website. Showed it to somebody yesterday morning, and they kind of dug it. They're like, hey, this is pretty cool. So we're getting there. Just chipping away. It's just, new website projects. I can't even tell you how many websites I want to make. You know, there are quite a few. And there's a reason that they're not all fully built, because they take forever. I do have a couple ideas, and we already own the names. And what I might do at some point in the near future here is set up test websites. You know, just like a single page. Hey, would you like this project to happen? Sign up below. If we get enough people, we'll make it happen. Like one of them, I've got this idea. You guys remember Living Social and Groupon? Those are still around. Actually, I don't know if Living Social is. I assume it is. Groupon's definitely still around. Probably still losing money as a corporation. Such a terrible business model. I can't believe the IPO actually made people money. It was ridiculous. But that's not the point. The point is, what if we had a martial arts daily deals site? Well, we own a martial arts daily deals domain name. But coordinating all the stuff to make it happen, we can't do that yet. So why put the resources into making a website when we can't make the thing happen? Be pretty cool, you know, get an email. Hey, today's special is on belts, or today's special is on this seminar, or this tournament registration, right? Could be kind of fun. We are currently looking for a salesperson. Quietly. I guess it's not quiet anymore, I just announced it publicly. But we're looking for a salesperson. There was somebody that I asked to do it, and they didn't want to do it. And they're watching right now, and I'm picking on them. That's okay. I'm actually totally fine. But we've got enough different things that someone could sell to a business that makes sense to have a salesperson. Good morning, Hanalea, and good morning, Daniel. Look at all the people watching this morning. Pretty cool. So, was there anything special to report yesterday? Other than a lot of maple sap coming out of that tree right there. It's right there. I wish I have 2 big, beautiful red maple cheese, and I really wish that both of them produced as much. That one produces about 15 times what the other does, and they're almost the same size tree. It's kind of crazy, but so what? That, went to the gym, worked, work, hung the new background for podcasting. I gotta put a frame on it. Maybe. Polyurethane boards. This stuff here, the built-in shelves, those might be getting finished today. Hard to know. I don't know. Carpenter said he's coming back today. He usually comes back when he says he's coming back, but who knows what he's tackling. Andrew says, great recording yesterday. Yeah, the podcast episode that I recorded yesterday afternoon was definitely a top 5 for me. It was awesome. Wonderful guest, wonderful conversation, wonderful stories, and then all the little nitpicky stuff that sometimes comes in and derails when that's really good. The audio quality was great. I think we had one tiny little blip that you probably won't even notice. And yeah, I was just doing a quick skim like through everything. Everything came out really good. So I hope everybody enjoys this episode. I'm going to. And because of the way things fell, it's coming out on Monday. So you will hear it soon. Very soon. And you'll listen to it and you'll go, wow. Hopefully you'll say, wow, that was a great one. I want you to say that every time. I really do. They can't all be the best. Every day can't be the best day. You got to have that contrast. All that snow from the other day, it's gone. I see no snow here. I can't even, where I can see into the woods, I don't even see any snow. Now there's a little bit of snow that fell off the warehouse over there. And driving around, I saw little patches yesterday. I went to the gym, lifted some weights. But, yeah. Snow's gone, and it's March. Tomorrow's April Fool's. I'm not doing anything silly. Don't worry. That's not really my style. I feel like April Fool's requires a certain something. It's hard to put into words. Casper says, here it's 22 degrees. I'm assuming that's Celsius. So that's like 60s, 60-something degree Fahrenheit. Daniel says, my episode was objectively not the best, but pretty close. You had a great episode. I got to talk to my friend. I love doing that. Stacy says, wait till tomorrow for more snow. Yeah. Casper says it's normally like 10. See you right there. And it's 22. It's pretty warm. It's crazy warm right now. Can you hear the cat? Well, let's see what you all gave me to talk about. If you've got questions, comments, feedback, things that you want to say or hear or whatever, you drop it in the comment section once the show's over, and I talk about it tomorrow. So that's what we did. And wow, look at the spam. Hooray. Stupid spam. And I got stuff from Frank, Stacy, and spammers. We will not acknowledge the spam. Man, stupid spam, go away. Okay. Stacy says, sorry I missed today. Adjusting to new diet and meds, everything is shifting, including sleep. Hey, no worries. Glad you're here today. Hope the adjustment is moving along and getting progressively better. And then we've got Frank's just making my day here. So was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday we had the Lauren Graham quotes. Yeah. And so, you know what Frank gave me today? Alexis Bledel quotes. The last of the, well, not last, but anyway, Another strong female character from Gilmore Girls. She played Rory, who drives me nuts most of the time, much of the time. All right. For some unknown reason, bad boys draw you in despite the fact that they are jerks. I don't know how much to speak to that. I spent a lot of time as a kid and even as an adult trying to identify what is the draw of the bad boy. And I've read books on relationships, I've watched plenty of videos, I've observed relationships, I've observed people in public. And you know what I think it comes down to? It's not so much that it's the Stacy says, I'm gonna have to break down and watch Gilmore Girls because of you. You're welcome. Enjoy. I don't think it's so much the bad boy thing. It's the independence and the conveyance of strength. The idea that a bad boy does their own thing, will not be swayed, and that creates a sense of strength. When I think about, because I'm aware of my how I am drawn to strong male figures, whether it be in or out of martial arts. I grew up without my father, and have always identified these kind of big brother sort of figures in my life, and it's for similar reasons. It's looking for this, is there this person that I know is going to have my back, no matter what, and once I understood it, I started to put it into practice. I work hard to be me and to remain me. And if somebody doesn't like it, I don't care. I'm not a bad boy. I do ride a motorcycle. But the people who are important to me know I have their back. So, while that doesn't make me a bad boy, hopefully it does make some people, at least some people, happy to have me around. When I was modeling as a teenager, I just ignored it when people said to lose 2 inches off my hips. I had more jobs than I could take, so why would I even want more? If you watch her carefully in the show, if you watch her in Gilmore Girls, how old was she at the time? She played a 16-year-old. She was probably 18, maybe 20. At the beginning. She does have pretty wide hips. And there are plenty of scenes where that is quite apparent. And I've always appreciated that about the show, that there is they don't just simply take conventional beauty standards in Hollywood and they just mash them into the show and just let it sit there. There are times when it comes out, when they talk about it, it's an important thing. But this whole concept here, people offering criticism that's irrelevant. If telling her to lose 2 inches off her hips. Do you know how much criticism I've received about whistlekick? People telling me, oh, you really need to do this or that, from people who have no idea. There's something I posted on Facebook years ago, and periodically when it pops up in memories, I'll repost it. Don't take financial advice from someone who's always been broke. Don't take health advice from someone who's always been unhealthy. Don't take business advice from someone who's never been in business. Now, obviously, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and there are examples where someone's understanding of a subject that they have not participated in may have some relevance. But as a general rule, we tend to get bogged down in the feedback from those who not only have no impact, but really their opinion has no qualification, has no weight to it. But we tend to prioritize negative feedback so much more than positive feedback. And I think some of that is because as human beings, we learn how to do things by making mistakes. So when someone says, don't do it that way, do it this way, or even just don't do it that way, there's something inherently satisfying about that to say, okay, well, I shouldn't do it that way. But it's easy to forget that quite a few of the people offering that feedback don't want you to succeed. They're jealous. I see this in martial arts all the time, and it drives me nuts. I have watched incredibly successful influential martial artists knowingly and willingly say terrible things to children at competition. I'm thinking of one situation right now with one person that it made me sick. It was the final straw in my complete loss of respect for this individual. And it ruined this kid. Daniel's in the chat talking about the death of experts and his desire, his collection, I like to collect experts in various fields because I know what I don't know. Yeah. I do the same. I try to get experts. I try to get help from really smart people. And when I find I'm going back to a certain subject, trying to learn, trying to get better at something, I'll just start figuring it out. I'll start learning, I'll start reading, I'll start listening to podcasts or audiobooks, I'll start watching videos. And that's where I am right now with sales. It is the biggest component in business that I am not good at. And it's what's come up across everything that is going on at whistlekick. You know, we're working on the magazine. We've got to sell ads. We're putting more priority into the programs. I got to make a sales website. That's what I'm working on. We're going harder on the books. How do we get those books to sell at a faster rate? Right? Sales. I understand a lot of other aspects of business. So it's a balance between, think of it like cooking. Most of us do not have the ability or the means to eat a professionally cooked meal every day. It's really expensive and at the very least inconvenient. But that doesn't stop us from cooking our own meals. There's a time and a place for expertly done things, and there's a time and a place for amateur. You can't get to expert without being amateur. You can't become good without sucking. You can't become nirvana without being terrible in the garage for a few years, if you get that quote that keeps coming up on martial arts radio. It's one of my favorites. Daniel says he's not going to trust a car salesman about epidemiology. Yeah. Unless that car salesman maybe, majored in microbiome or something. If I, quote unquote, retire, if I become wealthy, retire, and money is not a constraint, I would love to try selling cars for a year or two. I think it would be fascinating. It's something I would like to learn to do because it's such a, I don't know what's going on with my face. I like cars. And I'd like to learn more about that industry. I find it interesting. There are a lot of things I'd like to do. I'd like to teach, like in a probably, maybe a high school, probably a junior high. I don't know. I'd like to teach. I would like to, I don't know what else I want to do. I've done a lot of things. Next. I'm still a shy person. I've learned to put that aside on certain occasions. I have to. It's part of my job. And that really comes through. For anybody who has watched the full Gilmore Girls series, there are these moments where her shyness comes through her acting. You can see it. And you're probably not going to see it the first time or the second time or maybe the third or the fourth time that you watch the series. But if you, when you watch it enough that you can sit there and you know exactly what's going to happen, you know the lines, you know how they're said, you start to pick up things. And it really comes through in the revival that Netflix commissioned, A Year in the Life. You can see a lot because she fell out of practice with the role, and to try and pick it back up again, there's a lot of shy and awkwardness that comes through, which the first time I watched it I was really upset about, but it became endearing when I watched it again. Daniel says, my friend's husband is a civil engineer. You bet he hears from me when I have a complaint about how a road is designed with pictures. I did he design the road? It reminds me, there was in the early, when was this? This would have been like 96, maybe 97. Early internet stuff. And one of my elderly neighbors, she was probably like early 80s at the time, was complaining about the internet because she wanted to learn more about a subject, and her son found a web page about it, printed out the information, and she felt that the length of the information was too long. And so that made her, she was down on the internet because of that. She's like, the internet's stupid because of that thing. She didn't get it. Not everyone's gonna get it. It's okay. That is okay. Next, in my life, I don't need to have my face plastered everywhere. It's not really something I want. I can relate to that. I don't want my face plastered everywhere. I want to be known. If I'm going to be known, I want to be known for what I've done, the ways that I've benefited the world, even if it's a small world, even if it's an individual's world. I don't care about fame. I don't care about celebrity. And that is something that's been really interesting, because while it happens very rarely, and it is not a, I don't want to say it, it's not it's not something that has much impact in my life. I have had some celebrity sort of moments. I've had people excited to meet me simply because of what I've done. I've had people recognize me in by face or by voice, and that's weird. And I don't know how I would handle it if it was more. I would hope I would find a way to leverage that into success. But there's a responsibility there, and I look at what goes on with A-list celebrities, and man, it's got to be exhausting to be protective of your image 24 hours a day. Yeah, I don't want that. I would do it if that's what whistlekick needed, but it's not what I want. And I think we got one more. You hear all these great stories about kids starting their own businesses and getting involved in their communities and politics and foundations, all kinds of things. And it's so much easier for kids to get motivated and do that. Kids will try new things. Adults don't want to try new things. Adults are afraid of looking silly or messing up or failure or what others will think. Kids don't care what other people think. Not until we tell them to. Not until we convince them that they should be more quiet or reserved or whatever. Little kids will run around and play and be silly, and it is one of my favorite things about little kids. Animals will do the same thing. Dogs will take a stick and run and jump and play. We don't do that. We judge ourselves from that. I do that. especially when nobody's around. I'll get down on the floor and crawl around with the cat, roll on my back, be a cat with her. Why not? Birds are dive bombing out there. Play is important. Got a friend / client who a big part of what his business is moving towards is play and structuring play for adults. And it's really exciting to have those conversations with him and talk about where that is headed, because we've forgotten how to play. We act like play is beneath us as adults, and it just, ugh. I find it awful. When we have kids, I think a lot of us, kids become the excuse to play again. You don't have to be a kid to play. You don't have to have a kid to play. What is play? Play is movement and imagination, and both of which are incredibly beneficial. Martial arts forms have an element of play in practice. If you're doing them well, you're imagining something. Why not have some fun with that imagination? When I work forms with little kids, I get them to imagine that they're, a dragon or a superhero or, something else that gives them a solid visual. Imagine that when you do this form and you connect on those punches, that the monster explodes, right? Why not? Why not have some fun with it? There's no answer. There's no reason not to. Oh, but meh. Stop. Ugh. Meh. Just have fun. Just have fun. Part of the fun of helping at summer camp, watching kids play. Yeah. Or playing with them. Obviously as adults, we have to be aware of how our play connects with children for unfortunate reasons that hopefully you're all picking up on and I don't have to expand on. But if you model playful behavior, kids will have playful behavior. Don't force kids to grow up too soon. Society's really been doing a number on kids with that. Let kids be kids. I grew up sooner than I wanted to. And there's a part of me that didn't get to finish growing up. It's probably why I do some of the things that I do. That's okay. All right. So, good stuff today. I didn't expect that at the end. Thanks for the quotes, Frank. I appreciate it. Well, for all of you watching live or later, thank you. If you're listening, thank you. If you have stuff that you want me to talk about, drop it in the comment section below after the show closes, or maybe if you listen, you can just email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. Periodically, somebody does that. I print out the questions and bring them out here to the set. We do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time here on YouTube. There's a little bit of a delay before it gets into audio form, but that's okay. We've got plenty of other content out there for you. Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio and a bunch of other stuff. And you can check out, my personal channel, Jeremy Lesniak Martial Arts. And if you want to support us, remember, we've got our Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick, and we've got our store, whistlekick.com. Programs, mugs, shirts, all kinds of good stuff. Check it out. Use the code FIRSTCUT15. I will see you back here tomorrow, bright and early. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And I hope you have an absolutely fantabulous day. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thanks for the reminder, Stacy. Take care, everybody. Peace.